What's the best Bible translation for me to use? Now, if you're asking that question, you're probably newer to the Bible. Okay. There's going to be people on here that are going to say, King James. King James is the only one. Now, this is an old King James Bible. A friend of mine a few weeks ago found this thrift store for me, and he knows how much I love Bibles, no matter what translation, paraphrases, translations, all this. King James Bible. Okay. Is it a good Bible? Absolutely, it's a good Bible. But if you're new to it, um, probably not the easiest reading Bible for you. Okay. This is a lot of it's in Old English. It uses words that we don't use today anymore. So you're going to need to you're going to need to look at dictionaries, or you're going to need to look at concordances, things like that. And it's said in ways that like there's words that are said that have an opposite meaning now, right? Like Jesus will say in Matthew, suffer the little children unto me. Well, what does that mean in today's English? Well, in today's English, it means let the little children come unto me. Okay, so is it accurate? Yeah, but for today's English, harder to read. Okay, harder to read. If you like the King James format, I would suggest a New King James. Okay, New King James is it uses the same manuscripts as the King James Bible, but it's more readable. Okay. Another one is a New Living Translation. Now, we have a couple copies. I can't find them right now. I think they're in my vehicle. My boys like to read those ones. It's a lot easier reading. Um, Now, there's usually two different types of styles of translation. There's actually three. The first one is a word for word. Okay. The King James is a word for word. The New King James, a word for word. The ESV, a word for word. And the Christian Standard Bible, a word for word. Then you have a thought for thought translation. That would be like your NIV, the New International Version, and your NLT, the New Living Translation. Word for word accuracy, not there. Thought for thought, yeah, it's there. And there's pros and cons to both of them, but the more accurate is a word for word. Now, for me, what do I prefer? This is my ESV. I prefer the ESV. I think it's easily readable. And for today's English, it is the most accurate. You notice how I put that? For today's English, it's the most accurate. Now, some people ask me about study Bibles. There's a lot of study Bibles out there, okay? And it all depends on what you're looking for in a study Bible. This one here is the ESV study Bible. You see how thick this is? Now, I'll just open it up to a page here. And you can see, you have all your study notes down here. It gives you a lot of context, but it's dry reading. But it gives you cultural backgrounds and where things are, where places are, things like that. It's great if you want to get technical on it. This one here is called the Experiencing God Study Bible. This one was not the Bible, but the study notes written by Henry Blackaby, who passed away a couple of years ago. His son, Richard Blackaby, is the head of Blackaby Ministries International. This is the older version. This is a New King James. They have a newer revised version up. And this is more of a devotional study Bible. Okay. What's the difference? Well, this one gives you technicalities. Okay. This one helps you kind of see where God's working around you. If I could put it into building terms, this one here would be one for engineers. Okay. This one here would be one for real estate agents. You see the difference. This one here gets into technicalities. This one here kind of shows you where God's working. It all depends on what you're looking. So you have that. What other things should you be looking at in a Bible? Well, it also depends on your reading level. And what I mean by that is most adults today have a grade 6 reading level. This King James Bible, probably not the best for you if you're at a grade 6 reading level. This CSV, probably better for you, or a New Living Translation, probably better for you. What I would be careful of is people online that say King James Bible is the only Bible you should be reading. Now, have you heard me knock the King James Bible and say it's a bad Bible? No, it's not. But for today's English, it's probably not the best. Do I go back to the King James Bible? Yeah, a lot. I like to use Strong's Concordance online for my studies. And because of that, that's a King James tool. So I have to go into the King James and see what the King James says, because sometimes it uses different words than my preferred Bible, the English Standard Bible. So what are you looking for? That's what it comes down to. Are you looking for readability? Are you looking for study? What are you looking for? Are you looking for devotions? Are you looking for technicalities, or just to help understand a little bit more? I hope that helps. And yeah, leave some questions in the comments and I'll see what I can do for you. Thanks.